How's it going, everyone? Austin Honecker here. I just want to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark from last night, which was April 6th, 2021. I gotta say, it was awesome from start to finish. For the matches, match 1, it was the Dark Order, which are Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and Alex Reynolds, versus Chandler Hopkins, Jake St. Patrick, and Sage Scott. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Dark Order went over because Alex Reynolds pinned Chandler Hopkins with the small package driver. Match 2, it was Team Taz, which are Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, and Powerhouse Hobbs, versus Hayden Backlund, Brick Aldridge, and Justin Law. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Team Taz went over because Brian Cage pinned Hayden Backlund with the drill claw. Match 3, it was the Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus Rex Lawless and Dean Alexander. That was a great match, but the ending to it, the Jurassic Express went over because Jungle Boy pinned Rex Lawless with a clothesline to the back of the head. Match 4, it was Ryan Nemeth versus Fuego del Sol. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Ryan Nemeth went over with the Rude Awakening. Match 5, Match 5, it was The Butcher versus John Cruz. That was a squash match, but the ending to it, The Butcher went over with the filet mignon. Match 6, it was Team C Stars, which are Ashley Vox and Delmy Exo, versus Bert Vixen and Jasmine Allure. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Team C Stars went over because Ashley Vox pinned Bert Vixen with an assisted senton from Delmy Exo and Ashley Vox. Match 7, it was Red Velvet and Kylan King versus Vipress and Maddie Rinkowski. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Red Velvet and Kylan King went over because Red Velvet pinned Vipress with the Chef's Kiss. Match 8, it was J.D. Drake versus Baron Black. That was a great match, but the ending to it, J.D. Drake went over with the Claymore kick. Match 9, it was Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss versus Aaron Fry and KC Navarro. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss went over because Joey Janela pinned Aaron Fry with the Greetings from Asbury Park. Match 10, it was Matt Seidel versus Mike Magnum. That was a quick match, but the ending to it, Matt Seidel went over with the Lightning Spiral. Match 11, it was Matt Hardy versus Vari Morales. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Matt Hardy went over with the Leech. But after the match, Darby Allin was up in the crowd and Matt Hardy was in the ring with a microphone, and Matt Hardy was talking shit towards Darby Allin, saying how Darby Allin called him a sellout and everything, and talked about how, and Matt Hardy pretty much told Darby Allin he wasn't nothing but a sellout and a corporate sellout and everything, and Matt Hardy was also telling Darby Allin that he was coming after the AEW TNT title and that he's going to show him how extreme big money Matt Hardy could still be and everything. And so Matt Hardy and Darby Allin stared each other down, and Darby Allin held the AEW TNT title up in the air and everything, which that was cool. And match 12, which was the main event, it was Bear Country, which are Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder, versus the Hybrid 2, which are Angelico and Jack Evans. That was a great match, but the ending to it, Bear Country went over because Bear Bronson pinned Angelico with the Bear Bomb from Bear Boulder and Bear Bronson. But besides the matches, Ryan Nemeth and Cesar Bononi were backstage, and Cesar Bononi was talking to Ryan Nemeth about J.D. Drake being in the faction and everything, and Cesar Bononi was pretty much expressing his feelings of him being against J.D. Drake being in the faction because of his not so good looks, and Ryan Nemeth was talking about how he was going to make a fashion change towards J.D. Drake, but J.D. Drake appeared, and J.D. Drake was pretty much saying about what's not sexy about a blue-collared badass like me and everything, and Ryan Nemeth was talking about shaving J.D. Drake's beard and dyeing his hair blonde and losing weight and everything, and J.D. Drake got all pissed off and was pretty much calling Ryan Nemeth out on the fat joke and all that. And Ryan Nemeth, before J.D. Drake arrived, he was talking to Cesar Bononi about needing two henchmen and everything. Well, after J.D. Drake appeared and got his words in, Ryan Nemeth held out his arm and hand and said, henchmen on three. So Cesar Bononi and J.D. Drake put their hands in and everything, which that was cool. And Max Caster done a rap on Max Caster done a rap video on Hangman Page, pretty much talking shit about him and everything, talking shit about him and everything, about his lifestyle and about his time in AEW with everything, and talking about how pretty much about his time in AEW and about his life and everything. Max Caster was rapping about it, which that was cool. But besides all that, Taz and Excalibur done commentary throughout the whole show. They done awesome as usual. And the referees for the event were Frank Gastineau, Mike Posey, Rick Knox, Paul Turner, Bryce Remsburg, and Aubrey Edwards. Okay. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between the Dark Order versus Chandler Hopkins, Jake St. Patrick, and Sage Scott. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Team Taz versus Hayden Backlund, Brick Aldridge, and Justin Law. Mike Posey refereed the match between the Jurassic Express versus Rex Lawless and Dean Alexander. Rick Knox refereed the match between... that was Mike Posey, by the way. Rick Knox refereed the match between Ryan Nemeth versus Fuego del Sol. Mike Posey refereed the match between The Butcher versus John Cruz. Bryce Remsburg refereed the match between Team Sea Stars versus Bert Vixen and Jasmine Allure. Frank Gastineau refereed the match between Red Velvet and Kylan King versus Vipress and Maddie Rinkowski. Mike Posey refereed the match between J.D. Drake versus Baron Black. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss versus Aaron Fry and Case. Wait. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss versus Aaron Fry and Casey Navarro. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Matt Seidel versus Mike Magnum. Aubrey Edwards refereed the match between Matt Hardy versus Vari Morales. And Paul Turner refereed the match between Bear Country versus the Hybrid 2. All the referees done awesome as usual. Now, the match card for tonight's AEW Dynamite. The match card for tonight's All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite. It's gonna be Darby Allin versus J.D. Drake for the AEW TNT title. Jon Moxley and the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, versus Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, which are Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. The Jurassic Express, which are Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus Bear Country, which are Bear Bronson and Bear Boulder. Hangman Page versus Max Caster, and The Bunny versus Ty Conti. Those are the matches that have been announced. But besides the matches that have been announced, the Inner Circle, which are Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz, will be appearing live, and Mike Tyson will be appearing live. But, the match card for AEW Dynamite sounds like it's going to be awesome tonight. It looks like it's going to be awesome. Sounds like it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on here for a while and give my review for All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dark from last night, April 6th, 2021. Like I said, it was awesome from start to finish. And with that being said, my name is Austin Honecker, and I will catch your ass down the road.